In today's lesson, we're going to cover cognitive and emotional flexibility. That might sound a little daunting, but trust me, it's not that bad. Let's start off by taking a look at a really good example of mental flexibility. Many, if not all of us, are familiar with the Serenity Prayer. But for those of us who aren't, it goes like this. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This, in and of itself, is cognitive and emotional flexibility. Are you flexible? No, I'm not talking about physical flexible. I'm looking to see if you are flexible about the way you look at things. Can you see from the perspective of other people? Are you flexible about how you approach different challenges? Or do you live feeling like it's your way or the highway? When you react emotionally to stressful situations, do you react in a negative way? Are you reactive at all? Keep these in mind as we move forward. A resilient individual can be defined as someone who is able to overcome a life crisis. Here's 5 ways that we can shape ourselves into becoming more resilient. First of all, like the Serenity Prayer suggests, we must accept what we cannot change. We do not have full control over anything except for ourselves. That's it. So, can we accept the things that we have no control over? Secondly, we need to choose our future. Sometimes people can't help but to dwell on the past. We can be angry about things that happened in the past that'll negatively affect our future. But by focusing on them, we're allowing those experiences to rob us of the future that we could be experiencing instead. Thirdly, we should be trying to connecting with others, connecting with people around us that can help us overcome a crisis. This can especially come to us in the form of a support group or a community group. Fourth, we need to set goals for ourselves. Get moving. Understand that things are not going to change unless we're active in changing them. We can't sit back and wait for everybody else to do the work for us. We need to be proactive. And lastly, we must give back. Whether that's to your community, to your support group who have helped you, to your friends, to family, giving back is a fundamental activity that provides positive emotional effects. You must learn how to accept your situation and accept what's going on, even if it's something painful and frightening. Accepting what is happening is an important part of cognitive flexibility. And sometimes it's not just about acknowledging what's going on, but it's also about assessing what can be changed. What do you think can be changed? Is it out of our control? If it's out of our control, then there's really nothing we can do about it. And if we give it more of our time and attention, it's just going to rob us of our future. Perhaps the goal we have right now isn't feasible for where we are currently, but it was feasible at one point in time. Since it's no longer feasible for us, that means it's time for us to abandon that goal and redirect ourselves towards something that we're actually able to accomplish. What can we change to make ourselves and our emotional flexibility more powerful? I get it. Just get over it. It isn't an option. More often than not, hearing those words can make us angry. So let's look at some cognitive reappraisal. This is what we're doing when we're looking at a traumatic or stressful situation with the goal of trying to find the positives. We're going to find alternatives for the neutral or negative events. Why? Because it helps us, and it helps us accept others for who they are. It helps us get a better sense of community, what's going on around us, and what we can do to help. It heightens our appreciation for the everyday. Maybe we are looking at the trees a little bit more. Maybe we're hearing the kids play in the park. It can renew our belief system of faith that we, for some reason, separated from at a certain point in time. Essentially, if we're focusing on maintaining emotional flexibility, our coping strategies will become more effective, which will ultimately help us increase our emotional strength. We can always learn from these negative or traumatic events, or as I like to call them, opportunities. By using cognitive reappraisal, we can often shift our values or priorities in life. What was once incredibly important to us may not be that important anymore. Maybe we spend less time focusing on our success and money, but as a result, we get to spend more time with our family and friends. So cognitive reappraisal can also help us change our view on what failure means. Having resilience and becoming a resilient individual requires us to handle failure appropriately. Failure is something that we have to meet head on. We must understand that failure is going to happen, and that it's okay to fail because we are only human beings. But, regardless, we're going to meet it head on. We're going to use it as an opportunity. We're going to learn from it, and above all, we are going to become better because of it. In the next lesson, we will discuss facing fears. Thank you for choosing the Recovery Village. If you or a loved one are struggling with mental health or substance abuse and would like to find out more about the programs we offer, please reach out to us directly at 855-387-3291.